Good day and greetings from the Great White North. My name is Prickly Poo and welcome to day 20 of A Year of Change. We're going to talk today a little bit about something that I probably have mentioned before and sort of goes back to the core reason why I started this blog diary thing. And it sort of goes back to the very basics of losing weight. And basically what it comes down to is losing weight is very difficult. I don't think there are many people that many fat people that would deny that. The people that understand it is like an addiction. It's obviously not like a disease or something like that. And although willpower is a large part of it, it is an addiction to food that we need to deal with. And as a result, it's difficult to sort of get into that pattern and, or more accurately, break the pattern that a lot of us have had for years, in some cases decades. And quite frankly, no one really likes to go it alone. And so this is sort of the reason why I started this to begin with, was I didn't want something that people could start out and they're sort of stuck on their own, like the majority of other weight loss programs and things. I mean, I'm sure that everyone has friends that would gladly join in with them and things like that when they get started, but I wanted to sort of start out of the gate that way, where people, like the very first person that is starting to watch these videos, that they aren't alone. They've got someone who's going to go along with them step by step. More importantly, a fat someone that's going to be going along with them step by step and is going to understand the difficulties that they're running into. So, in keeping with that, I've said before that I really want my goal in this, that at the end of a year, to have 1,000 subscribers. And logistically, I understand that through YouTube, that's very simple to do. There are places I just go look at comments and talk to the subscribers and things like that. But when it comes to things like MyFitnessPal, it can cause a few problems. So basically, if you've got 30 or 40 or 50 people in your friends in MyFitnessPal, that's 30 or 40 or 50 updates you're getting every single day when they finish their diary or how much weight they've lost, things like that. And it's very easy to sort of get lost in the shuffle that way. So I thought probably a good way to sort of alleviate that, to allow people to keep all the same people in their friends list and yet have that place where we can still have community. I've created a group on MyFitnessPal. And I'll put a link to the group in the description below for the video. And I'll put it probably somewhere on the main page as well. But it's just a new spot where we can go and you'll be able to log into MyFitnessPal like you normally would, go to the group and talk with people that are there. And it might be a bit more conducive to your current situation than YouTube would be. You might be watching this video and it may have been up for a year already. You might be just starting out, or you might be one of those people that you've gone through that first full year and you're just sort of doing a refresher, or you may have just sort of stumbled into this. And so when you're going through comments, it could be anything from not having any comments to having 200 comments. Everything from, 2 weeks to a year old. So although it is going to be sort of difficult to maintain that, you are going to have people that are still in the same spot that you are, that you can talk to in the comments field and things like that. But I thought it might be better to have a spot on MyFitnessPal as well, where you can go where it's pretty much live, that you can go, you can talk to people that are there, that are in the same spot, maybe they're at the same progression that you are. You can talk to people that are ahead of you and find out where the difficult parts were for them, what tips they might have. Or you can go, and if you're one of those people that you've already completed it, you might see someone that's just starting out and that they're having difficulty with, tracking that first week, or adding the vegetables to the diet, or when we start exercising in 2 or 3 weeks, where to go for that, or scheduling things, or any number of different obstacles that they're going to run into. You might be able to help with that. So I want these two to mesh very well. And although they're sort of different animals, I think that in a lot of ways we should be able to accomplish that. So with this new group as well, It's going to be a sort of a safe haven where we can all go and chat, talk back and forth, and things like that, where it's going to be pretty current all the way through. These videos are designed to be in a sequence, and if you're in video 300, you probably don't remember a video, video 18 or 25 or 102. So those people that are at that stage, they're going to have their own little group, and other people are going to have their group that they can talk to, and yet we're still going to have that sense, that overall sense of a support group and a community that are pretty much in the same boat. We're all fat, we're all trying to lose weight, we're all trying to better ourselves, and this gives them a place to voice their concerns. On top of that, it's just generally accepted that when you have someone doing this with you, your success rate is much, much higher. I don't have an exact number, but it's insanely high, somewhere between 50 and 100%, higher success rate for people losing weight or just getting into shape, or even just sticking with it, and at the very least getting healthier. Even if it's not a drastic drop in weight or major life changes, people tend to stick with it if they have someone else with them. Businesses that include spouses in their gym memberships or a wellness committee sort of thing, they find that the participation rate is doubled with their employees almost when their spouses are involved as well. And I think it's because, not necessarily that you have that sense of competition with someone, but it's nice having someone that understands what you're going through and is sort of going through the same thing. Months and months and months ago, before I started this, and when I first started doing MyFitnessPal, there were 3 or 4 people that I did it with, and it was nice having a little group together that were experiencing the same things and were having the same difficulties, because we all pretty much had the same eating habits. And although there's inevitably going to be some sense of competition there. One person may lose 3 pounds 1 week, and another person might lose 1 pound. But it was never a matter of saying, haha, I lost 2 pounds more than you. But that person who did lose the 1 pound, although they're doing all the same stuff and they're doing things right, it can get discouraging. But the support that you have in a group like that far outweighs the competitiveness that sort of goes hand in hand with that. And I think the vast majority of us understand that. I don't find that, this is going to sound a bit generalized, I don't find that too many fat people are overly competitive. If we were, we probably would spend more time doing sports and we probably wouldn't be fat. Plus, I think our personalities sort of lend us to a little bit more empathy and sympathy with people because we understand what they're going through more than others might. We know that willpower is a big part of it, but so is setting yourself up to succeed instead of just saying, well, I'm going to lose weight, but I'm still going to go to the store and buy all my stuff or surround myself with candy at the vending machine, that sort of thing. So when you have that common ground and you have people that understand what you're going through and in a way, I suppose, sympathize with you, but are still supportive to say you can get through this, then your success rate is going to be much, much higher. And so that's another reason why I wanted to create this group in there, so that we'll have that anywhere. If we have people throughout the comments talking back and forth to see how difficult they are, or how difficult each day is. And then you have this other group where you can go and talk to people that say, yes, I've been doing it for 9 months. And this is the hard part here when you have to do this section. Or I found this part to be very, very easy. There are going to be some of you out there that it's going to be much easier for. I had mentioned before, I actually enjoy the flavor of fruits and vegetables and healthy food. Mine isn't a matter of eating junk food. It's just the quantity. So I'm going to have a much easier time having regular vegetables and fruits and things like that placed into my diet than those of you that maybe haven't had a vegetable in years. And I know people that are like that. On the flip side, those of you that have a job where you go around and you're lifting things and carrying things and you're physically working and are still overweight, might be because of your eating habits. When we start to do exercise, it's going to be much easier for you than it is for me because I just do nothing. I'm very, very lazy. And it's been a struggle just getting one video out a day, and I'm still sitting for it. So it's going to be different for everyone, but being able to share those stories back and forth, I think, is going to help a lot of people in the long run. And in a way, there's going to be some spillover as well. There are going to be some people that go in and watch the videos and sort of get into it just to sort of get little tips here and there. But maybe they aren't tracking things the way that they should. And maybe they'll come into the group with MyFitnessPal and talk with someone, and maybe it'll get them going. On the flip side, maybe there are people in MyFitnessPal that are going through the different groups. There's something there for everybody. There's stuff for pregnant mothers and retired men and just going from a couch to a 5K sort of thing. There's groups there for everyone. So some of them may sort of trickle into our group. And it would be nice to have an atmosphere that when people first come in, they see how supportive it is. And they have that sense that here's a spot where people can come in and cheer each other on, not just with empty platitudes and things like that, but practical advice. Things to say, yes, I know this is the hardest part of doing this, getting over that first hump of starting a schedule where your exercise is. Or, eventually down the road, cutting out entire cakes for a snack, things like that. People that will understand, and maybe it will prompt them to look at a video or start another program on their own, something that will sort of get them going. It's because we all pretty much have the same goal. It's not necessarily a weight loss goal, but we want to look better and feel better. We want to improve ourselves. So I'm hoping that that's going to sort of add to that as well. And as I say, it's when you have more than one person sort of together, when you have even a small group of people doing the same thing and you have that support, you're much more likely to succeed in it. So, I mean, as I say, I'm starting to ramble now. So I'll put a link in the description for the video or for the group. I don't think I need to put a link for this video in the video because you know where this one is. And I've got some links in the group as well. We have a couple of members. When I first started the group up, we do have one or two people that I've invited. And we'll just start bringing more people in. But I think it's just going to be a little bit easier doing things that way. And that way you don't have 500 people saying, oh, I've lost 2 pounds this week all at once. So that's pretty much it. The only other thing that I have, I suppose, is I found out something interesting that, and I think it's pretty much just the name, that our YouTube page and Twitter and Twitch and everything else is on the first page of Google when we do a search, and which is really nice. Everything is in a nice compact little area. And the group for MyFitnessPal is on there as well. I think it's just because the name is unique. So when you type in Prickly Poo, it will bring up YouTube and Twitter, Twitch, MyFitnessPal, and I don't think my Instagram is there. But I may have missed that one. Although it did ask if I meant to search for Prickly Poop, which sounds very, very painful. So maybe people are searching for that instead of mine. Either way, that's fine. I'm not happier if you have Prickly. I'm not getting into that. Never mind. That's it for this video for today, so thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, poke the like button for me. And in the meantime, keep yourself warm and fuzzy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.